Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are taking a look at a really interesting keyboard kit. So this keyboard kit actually costs around 60 to 70 US dollars, which is around 250 to 300 ringgit right here. So this is actually called the Lychee G66 Pro, but it goes under other names as well, just like the Matthew MK66 Pro or the Dukharo VN66 Pro. This version I have right here is actually bought from Shopee, and the shop name was called Lychee Gaming, so links will be down in the description below if you guys are interested in this keyboard kit. So this keyboard kit is pretty interesting. It's a 65% layout with a knob. I think that you guys really like this keyboard build. Let's get this video started. So this is the box right here. On the front it has some pretty weird words. It says newborn, we break all, and that is basically it. The box is in orange and there's not much branding around. We do have a Lychee Gaming sticker right here because I bought it from the Lychee store. And then let's unbox it. So there's actually quite a lot of stuff in the box. Let me go through it one by one with you guys. First thing you'll get in the box is this Type-C cable. So it is Type A to Type-C cable for the keyboard, and it comes with this braided texture and it feels really nice. It's around 1.5 meters in length. Besides that, you also get 4 extra switches inside the box. So these are just some Huano brown switches, I believe, and they are tactile switches. They are just for you to test out, and they are quite okay, but they just included 4 in the box. Inside another plastic bag, you'll get a 2.4 GHz dongle right here for the keyboard because it works with wireless mode, and you get a 2-in-1 switch and keycap puller, which is pretty nice, and this is one of the newer versions right here, so it has the bigger grip for you to pull out keycaps and switches. Other than that, you also get an extra knob right here and an Allen key to actually unlock something. I'm not sure what this Allen key does yet, but you do get a black extra knob right here because the one in the keyboard is currently the bronze version. And my kit also came with this bag right here. Let me open up and see what's inside. So there's actually a lot of stuff in that little bag. Let me go through it very quickly. Inside there we got a switch and keycap puller again. Another extra keycap puller right here. 4 very weird looking brushes, basically to use to clean your keyboard and stuff. Last but not least, we actually get a really nice tweezer right here for you to mod your keyboard with, and it comes with a protective cover. So that's everything in the box. Now let's check out the keyboard kit itself. So you actually get this transparent plastic cover with the keyboard kit. This is really nice. So if you're not using your keyboard, you can actually just put it on and it will protect the keyboard from any dust and particles. That's really nice. Now let's take a look at the kit itself. So as I said before, I have the brass version right here, so we can of course see the brass plate installed. It looks really nice. And if we take a closer look at the PCB, this is actually a south facing PCB, except for the top row right here. These are all north facing because of the motherboard design. And something to note is that the second key right here, right on top of the Type-C plug-in, is actually a raised LED right here. So if you're choosing switches, do be careful because the second one right here might mess up your switches. So it's overall looking really good, and the steps right here are some pretty good stock steps. I believe they are already looped from the factory, and these are honestly quite good. I've tried them out before. I recommend clipping them if they are not clipped. And on the spacebar right here, we get some extra silicone rubber to dampen the whole sound. And of course, on the right hand corner right here, we have a bronze knob and of course 2 extra switches slot right here. This is the top of the keyboard right here. Of course, on the left side, we have the Type-C connection port, and it is this kind of transparent matte black design. I really love it. This is the front of the keyboard, and this is the side profile of the keyboard. It does have a slightly raised lip to it, but if you want to increase the height, you can actually use the legs given right here. They have an adjustable leg with 2 heights. So this is the taller option, and this is the shorter option right here. Let's take a look at the back of the keyboard. As I said before, there are 2 feet right here for you to increase the height, and then right underneath the left one, we actually have the on-off button, and then we get 4 non-slip feet, so it actually won't move around. And we can see it's from Lychee Gaming, 66 keys, RGB wired Bluetooth keyboard, 2.4 GHz mod, G66 right here. Overall looking really good. Let me just turn it on to show you guys the RGB. So the RGB is currently on and it's pretty bright, so it does shine through, and the bottom you don't really get to see any of it even though it's transparent. But that is it for the keyboard kit. Now let's open it up and see what we get inside the kit. So I just opened up the full kit, and honestly I'm pretty impressed with what's included inside. So as we can see, we have some actually case foam included. These feel like pour-on foam, which is really nice. So it's actually custom cut for the case of the keyboard, and it's a full plastic build, as you guys can see right here. And we have the battery right there. So the pour-on foam goes into the case, and we also get some really nice plate foam right here, which is actually pour-on foam as well. So the kit being priced at only 200 plus ringgit is really nice. And as we can see from taking out the plate right here, this is the brass plate, and if we flip it around, we can actually see that the steps are not clipped. So I'm just going to be clipping these steps and using the same one. They're already being looped, so I'm just going to put them back and see how the stock one actually sounds like. And that should be everything I'll be doing to the kit. So I'm just going to clip the steps right now and reassemble the keyboard. So one more thing I want to mention is actually the gasket mount of this keyboard. A lot of the sellers claim that this is gasket mounted, but it's not really gasket mounted. It's just that it has a few gasket strips on the side which make the keyboard flex. So it's actually just quite a normal keyboard with some gasket strips on the side. So for the switches of this build, these are actually sent over by Keebs project. Huge thank you to them for sending over these switches. These are the new Strawberry Jelly V3 switches. And one of the main point of these switches is that it's extra smooth out of the box because they're actually factory loop, and they sound quite great because the top and bottom housing is made out of full nylon. One more thing is that this has an extended stem on the switch, so this stem is longer and it won't have any interference with cherry profile keycaps. So this switch is actually a linear switch, and it has an actuation force of 45 grams and it bottoms out at 52 grams with a total travel of 3.9mm on a long spring of 22mm. And as I said before, these do come factory looped. So this is a closer look at the switch itself. As you guys can see, it does have like a dust proof stem design, and it's white in the middle, and it's a fully strawberry pink kind of color, hence the name Strawberry Jelly. And on the back we can see it's 5-pin, and we have a cutout for the RGB LED on top, and then of course it looks pretty awesome and it feels pretty good out of the box because it is factory loop. Pretty excited to try this out. Let's put it into the keyboard. So this is what the switches look like fully installed on the keyboard. I have to admit the color scheme does look a little bit weird right now because we have a bronze plate and like a matte black case, and then these switches are pink. But overall, I think that these switches feel quite sturdy out of the box and they do feel quite smooth. I'm really excited to see how these switches sound like on the brass plate. Now let's move on to the keycaps. For the keycaps of this build, I'm going to be using some GMK clones right here. This is the GMK Cafe clone, so these are PBT dice up. They do come with a lot of pieces. I'll try to find the links in the description below. A huge thank you to my girlfriend for actually gifting me this as a Christmas present, and I'm finally using it right now. So as I said before, these are dice up PBT. They are quite thick, around 1.5mm in thickness, and they do have a rough texture on top. It does feel quite nice, and the print is pretty sharp. Now let's install it onto the keyboard. So this is what the keyboard looks like with everything on it. Honestly, I think that the GMK Cafe does look pretty good on this keyboard, especially with the brass plate and this kind of matte black transparent case. Overall, it looks pretty awesome, and the knob does complement it with this bronze kind of color as well. Now with everything out of the way, let's go for the typing sound test. So that is it for this video, guys. Honestly, at the end during the typing sound test, I like how the switches sound like. They are really smooth out of the box in my opinion, but they will sound better loop and film. But stock, they are quite nice because they are factory loop. But I wasn't really a fan of that brass plate. Maybe it's just because this is my first brass plate. I'm not really used to that kind of brass plate sound. But honestly, at the end of the day, this is a really good keyboard kit. For this Lychee G66 Pro, is around 300 ringgit I would say, and $70 US. It's a really good kit. You get all the foam in the case, and you get wireless functionality, 65% layout, hot swap, and of course that really nice knob. So if you're interested, links will be down in the description below. I want to say a huge thank you again to Lychee Gaming. That's where I got my keyboard from, and they actually gave me a discount during my purchase. So if you're interested, links will be down in the description below. And as for the switches, the Strawberry Jelly V3s, I'm really actually impressed by these kind of switches. They are really cheap and they sound pretty good out of the box. Again, a huge thank you to Keebs project. Do check them out, links in the description. They have been supporting my channel for quite some time now. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with how this keyboard kit turned out, especially with this gold and black kind of keyboard theme. Really, it looks pretty awesome to me and does look kind of professional in my opinion. So if you like this video, leave a like, dislike this video if you didn't like it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I have more mechanical keyboard content coming very soon. And as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye, guys.